to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we take a look at the franchises that make you go, they made how many of those? And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Helly
and
greeting card genius Tyler Hymanson.
Oh, this is the man who invented cards for pets. Special guest this week on the podcast, Tyler Hymanson from the greeting card industry.
From the greeting card company.
Please leave.
Wasn't there another? Oh no, never mind. I was trying to think.
Are you thinking of 500 Days of Summer?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of this entire movie.
For her? Okay, yeah.
Right. There's so many movies about this topic.
No, I was thinking about it was another movie, but no, it was the Beethoven series with the air fresheners. But yes.
Oh yeah. Very similar situation. Well, welcome back, everybody. You guys, we give a little insider info here. We recorded the last few episodes a while ago, so it's been a little bit of a break for us. And the reason for that is my wife and I were welcoming our first daughter to the world. And so I took a little paternity leave from the podcast. So
Justin's a papa.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And now that you've had several weeks of parenting under your belt, you're an expert in parenting. But you don't have to be an expert in parenting to criticize the parents in this movie.
Oh, that's right. Why don't you just let your kids go do whatever they want without paying attention to them at all? So we were on a Beethoven break. We're back. We missed talking about dogs so much, so we just we had to get right back into it. That's exciting. But before we go too far, Eliz, where can people reach out to us?
Yeah, I just want to say, too, that it's been several weeks, and I still have that song from Beethoven 2 stuck in my head. It has, nice. On a daily basis, played through my mind. But anyway, you can find us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars goes a long way to helping other people find the podcast, or just share one of your favorite episodes out on social media. That helps, too.
That's right. And yeah, definitely email us. We got another email coming in from, I think, Nicole Loftus asking us to do the Carrie franchise. Oh. And I think that's actually the second person maybe to have suggested that from us. So, maybe we'll have to do that coming up sometime soon here. So yeah, your emails, they do get read by us. And we love seeing them. So shoot them over.
Absolutely, but
yeah, you know what? Enough. Nobody cares about the emails. They all want to know what Beethoven's doing for the 4th time. Jesus. All right. Well, you know what? Let's just see what he's doing right now. Here we go.
Oh no! Who let the dog in?
Everyone's favorite dog, Beethoven, is back to back. One's a pooch in need of social graces. The other's a dog living high on the hog. When their worlds collide, everything goes to the dogs.
He just picked up my napkin. He folded your napkin.
That's weird.
He's having an anxiety attack.
Beethoven's back for double the trouble in the movie that will make the whole family howl. Oh. Judge Reinhold and Julia Sweeney are back for more in Beethoven's 4th.
My God.
Thank God Judge Reinhold is back.
And he has completely lost it. He gives no F's anymore about playing anything close to a human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's so weird in this movie. It's just I don't know. I think I felt like I liked him a little bit in the last one, and this one too. Yeah. There's this weird. He just has this weird he's playing the dorkiest loser you could ever think of, and it's a little bit funny because he seems just so out of it. He doesn't know what's going on, and he's a painter now. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird.
It's like a poorly written Mad TV skit extends out over 90 minutes of this movie, and through these, but everybody else is he has a family and there's consequences and other things happening where he's just sticking to this bit of being this poorly written character.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I mean, okay, so the premise of this movie, it's a classic Prince and the Pauper situation,
yep.
Which is a very old story trope, although I probably just know it from the Mickey Mouse one. But anyway,
it's one of the 5 family sequels that you can pull. It's an old classic that you can pull down.
Yeah. Isn't Vanessa Hudgens now on her second Christmas princess switch?
Princess switched again. Coming.
Yeah.
soon to
Okay.
Netflix.
So yeah, switching, swapping. It's a thing. Yeah. God. I mean, okay. So what? We left this family off. They have to keep Beethoven until the original family returns from Europe, and this thing takes up, I don't know, days after they've returned from their vacation. Apparently.
I mean, I guess they don't have to take him.
The kids have aged dramatically, but days after.
I mean, it doesn't seem like they aged that dramatically.
Yeah,
to me,
they look
but
about the same, honestly.
Yeah, at most a year, I think.
Yeah.
But
friggin' Brennan.
anyway, yeah, they're there, and despite the change of heart at the end of the last movie, where the whole family wanted to keep Beethoven, and the mom and the dad had grown to love him, and we're happy that he helped save their daughter from criminals that were going to run her off the road in an RV and kill her. They hate Beethoven again now because he slobbers.
Yeah.
They hate him so much that they're gonna make graphs about how much he costs.
Well, yes, as from our previous episode, we know that the only reason that you can have a dog is that you can blame all of the problems of capitalism upon the dog, and all of your financial problems are because of the dog. And Julia Sweeney has made a graph to demonstrate this point.
Yeah, how about you save the $35 you spent to print that poster
to run down to
board at
Kinko's?
Staples,
Yeah,
because that stuff is expensive. Let me tell you, like anyone who's had an event in their life knows that when you get sticker shock when you go to the copy place and they're like, "Oh, this sign's going to be $100." You're like, "Excuse me?" So yeah, she wasted money on a simple rudimentary bar graph, and then yelled at the whole family during a family meeting.
It was the dumbest. I wish I should have taken a screenshot of the things that she labeled on there, but it was so dumb. You could have just been like, yeah, he costs more. Just trust me.
I mean, is that what white people do? They have family meetings with charts and timers. No. Okay.
Oh, the timers thing, that feels more like potentially real. I don't know about the bar graphs. I didn't have any timers in our family meetings, but
no,
it was not. That seems like something someone might have taken from their life, though.
Fair enough. I mean, I wish that Judge Reinhold was Neil from Santa Claus again.
Yeah.
So that he could just be a child psychiatrist, which was annoying and funny in those movies, but here he is very needed.
Well, the movie starts off so weird because he comes in and he has the first thing you see him is him with all this paint or something on him, but you have no idea why, and you just kind of assume oh, Beethoven probably made a mess, and then no, you find out later that he's painting all these things for greeting cards, which I thought was the weirdest possible.
Yeah, and there's all this stuff "Hey, Mr. Mom, you ready to make lunch for the kids?" And aren't we already in the 2000s by the time this comes out?
2001.
This Mr. Mom thing is not a thing anymore. That being Mr. Mom is just called being a dad.
Yeah.
Let's remove the gender normative crap. All right.
Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna know how to make a sandwich. Oh no.
Yeah. The daughter he's all flustered because it's his first day. Well, because I guess Julia Sweeney in the last movie, I mean, they've been gone long enough for her to get a completely different job.
What was her job before?
Yeah, I don't think she had one.
Well, yeah, it was summer vacation, right? They were just going on this road trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the first day of school. So yeah, there can't have been much time passed in the actual timeline. But anyways, they hate Beethoven now because he dirtied her suit. And did a few other accidental normal dog things. I
gotta say, you guys, after being extremely disappointed and feeling hurt and misled by the poster of the previous film, this film's poster, the movie had me on its leash right away because I was the poster shows Beethoven with a toilet seat around his head. That better happen. And guess what? It happens within the first 5 minutes of the movie, and I was all right, this is what I came for. It's giving me what I wanted.
Oh, hell no. If that's all they got, there's going to be nothing in this movie. if the thing that's on the poster is a sight gag that happens the first, that falls completely flat in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That is all you need to know about this movie, really. But we're going to talk about it at length.
Well, there's multiple toilet jokes too,
Yes.
which we'll get to. But okay, so Beethoven's like drinking out of the toilet so much that he breaks the seat off of his head and he's walking around with it. But okay, the Beethoven we know and love was a psychic genius. Okay, yes, he slobbered. Yes, he stole food or whatever. But he also thwarted criminals and had a wife and kids and saved that girl from drowning and helped what's her face get guys and helped that other kid beat bullies. This Beethoven is a freaking dumbass.
Yeah.
Okay, he's stupid. He has no control over his impulses. He attacks people for no reason. It's ludicrous. Beethoven would not act this way. Just saying.
He doesn't even try to get home to his kids. Yeah.
Which I can't blame him at that point. I'm F them.
That's true.
Go live anywhere else. These people are awful. Even the two kids, I just couldn't even get behind in this movie. The entire family is horrible. Halfway through the movie, I was if they all died right now in this movie, I would not care.
No, yeah, it's one of those movies where because the spoiler alert, there's another pampered dog, as you heard in the trailer, from this other family, and it's supposed to be this compare and contrast for these two families, but the rich family actually has an arc and becomes better people, kind of, and so they're way more likable, and then in retrospect, you just the other family doesn't change really at all, and they just start in a worse position than the last movie. And the last movie had committed the terrible sin of just completely removing everything else that happened in the previous two movies. And so this does the exact same thing, but it's double wiped. It's a double memory erase.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I wish that Beethoven had got to stay with the other family. They were better. You're right. They had an arc. And, even though they seemed crass in the beginning, they came out that, oh, no, they really do love their daughter. And they all had fun playing with Beethoven. And
take Beethoven to Monte Carlo. It worked for Herbie. It worked for Benji.
It seems the family, the Judge Reinhold, Julia Sweeney family, and the Michelangelo dog are the problems. They deserve each other. That dog sucked, which is why the rich family didn't bond over him, and he should go live with the crappy family, and Beethoven should stay with the rich family.
Yep.
I don't know. The dog could fold a napkin with its mouth. So that's pretty cool. That's a feature.
He could work at an Olive Garden.
Yes. He was ready with his all vegetarian diet.
So what? The kids are going to take him to obedience school. The real Beethoven. The obedience teacher is Art LaFleur, who is obviously in lots of things, but was the coach in the Cinderella story.
Oh, that's what it was. Because I was he was in a movie and I couldn't see it, and for whatever reason that didn't pop up on the IMDb. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so that's where the switch happens in this park, because there's also a B plot of Michelangelo, rich Beethoven. His butler is trying to help his brother kidnap him for ransom money.
Yeah.
It's a whole Aristocats thing, but dumber.
Yeah, his brother who owns a whoopee cushion factory or something.
Right, as brothers do.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. It made no sense.
Yeah.
Because there always has to be some bumbling criminal element to these, I guess.
Yeah. There's also an effeminate dog grooming person, which,
Yeah, but he was in the movie for 2 seconds.
I know, but still, I'm just sick of the all stylists are the same character,
Yeah.
Just cheap.
There's some really awkward stuff in this movie. Yeah, I don't know. There was that one joke about how to pronounce Nigel that I was what the fuck is
And that was the director making that joke. That FBI agent is the director.
Oh, I didn't know that. That is I mean, no one's seen the movie, and I'm not going to explain what it was, but it was just like, what in the world?
He pronounced Nigel as if it rhymed with nickel, a 5-cent coin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. It was very strange. I'm like, what is the point of this right now? But that's pretty much the movie. No, I'm kidding.
And the stuff that they show, like the very few things that they show where the original family actually likes Beethoven is stupid. Like they're walking home with Beethoven one time and they're scared of like another dog behind a fence. And they're like too scared to walk by it. And so Beethoven just walks forward and closes the fence. And they're like, oh, thank God, Beethoven. Oh, you're the best. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what?
His dog saved you from drowning and then hooked you up.
Yeah, he just shut the door. They could have shut the door themselves. It would have been easier, probably, actually.
And then later, it turns out it was only like a small little like wiener Chihuahua dog, anyway, right?
Yeah, because all you ever saw was like the bushes shaking ominously.
There is a central point of something that Beethoven is good at, and where the family likes him in this movie, and the way that it is set up is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen in any movie. And this is Judge Reinhold's painting venture, where he's painting for greeting cards, but he's basically, it looks like he's painted a version of Blue Boy, the famous painting, with something like Apple, Beekman's face on it or something.
His son. It's his son.
It's his son.
Beekman's face on it.
Pretty much.
And then at some point, because he's Mr. Momming it, he has to go in, and like this isn't even Beethoven's fault. Like Judge Reinhold just goes in and like reaches his bare hands into an oven like an idiot.
Yeah.
And burns his hands, and Beethoven sees a cat, and so everything gets destroyed, right? And his son on the painting didn't look great. How this is fixed by the only performance in this movie that I loved is Judge Reinhold's greeting card boss.
Oh my God, he's so great.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
He's the best.
His energy and motivation shifts wildly in this movie. In a way that, it might even be worth watching it for the 2 minutes that he's in the movie, because he's fantastic. So basically, Julia Sweeney has to stall for whatever reason because he has to fix the painting because Beethoven splashed a bunch of paint on it, whatever it is. And so it's unclear how Beethoven actually ruined the painting. How Judge Reinhold fixed the painting in a pinch is to paint a much better looking, much more skillful St. Bernard's head on this boy's face.
And, I gotta say, like, this is revealed in the most amazingly hilarious fashion. The movie, so, we've been playing, every movie I've been pulling, like, one of the, score clips where it's like, da, 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 da. And this movie, like, goes to 11 with the, like, it's all over the place in this movie, like, to accent, anything.
Yep.
Someone saying, someone going like this.
Pat!
Is this the tuba one?
Or going or something scary like this. But this one is the best. It like zooms in on the the art director guy's face, and he's like clearly looking at something, and then we see the feet of the painting, and it scrolls up, and as it like slowly moves up the painting, we hear this. When it reveals that it's Beethoven's face. Like, wah, wah.
It's like they didn't even change the key to match each other. It sounds so discordant.
I was cracking up. Oh my God.
God.
So yeah, Judge Reinhold's pitch on this is that it's a greeting card that people can send themselves from their pets, which
Tyler,
is one of the saddest.
It's for
pets. Which is like, I'm pretty sure was already a thing and is a thing that still exists.
Yeah, we did we do the research on when pets Greeting cards for pets.
I don't know when it was created, but it's definitely been a thing for a long time. As someone who could not pick a greeting card out of the rack to save my life, I have read many. I stood in front of the thing at Target and Hallmark or whatever for hours, and I always notice when I get to those ones like to mom from pet. You know, like
there wasn't a IMDb trivia that was like this Beethoven's Fourth is attributed with creating the idea of greeting cards for pets.
It might have been, but I didn't see it.
Do they actually have greeting cards for pets to send to other pets? Because they go that far in this movie too.
That I don't know, but I have seen pet to owner for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. People love that. People totally love that. Well, you know what, guys?
Wait, hold on. Julia Sweeney, when she's trying to distract the boss, she tells there's like a very off-color joke where she's talking to him about his fiance and they're gonna get married soon, and she's like, "Oh, so like, I guess you'll have to hire a new secretary." And he's like, he just says nothing and like gets up and is like, "I gotta go," like, and that's when he's like, "It's just I'm leaving." It's like that is so wrong for so many reasons.
Yeah,
like
that scene was funny because he was being so like standoffish, like trying to get her to move on. He's talking about the wedding and he's like, "It's a small ceremony." Like she's not invited.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It's time to play a brand new game. This is a really quick one for you guys. Let's see if you can get it right. This is the very first time we're playing Sex or Celebration. It's time for you to listen to the sound clip and decide if they're having sex or celebrating something cool. Here we go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Say my name, say my name, say my name.
What do you think, guys? Was that people having sex? was that a sound of people having sex or someone celebrating something?
Someone just sold an oil painting to a greeting card company.
Yeah, there's no sex in this movie. Nor do I
obviously.
believe that these two have ever had sex.
Yeah, I
like
think
the
pulled down
children
Judge
may be
Reinhold's
adopted.
pants. Yeah, it's just be blank like a doll. Like,
and not Judge Reinhold the person, but this character in this movie.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God, that scene when he's doing that dance. My skeleton almost crawled out of my body.
It was bad. It was really, really bad.
It was terrible.
So bad.
Like this whole thing about drooling, like I'm pretty sure dogs and Saint Bernards in particular, large dogs, cannot control their drooling. It's involuntary, isn't it? Based on the shape of their mouth and teeth and lips. Like
Right.
if he's not drooling, he's probably dehydrated and close to death.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
So it has to be clear at this point that we're not fans of this movie. I went to Rotten Tomatoes to see if there was any reviews that maybe find a redeeming quality. And turns out, no, we're actually being kind to this movie. And in respect to that Judge Reinhold celebration, there is one review that says, "Sad tale of floundering careers. Poor Judge Reinhold. He must hate himself."
Wait, who's that review from?
It is from the West Valley View.
Oh man, an actual printed review. That's cool.
Yeah.
Ouch, Judge Reinhold.
Okay, so let's talk about the rich family for a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay,
He has technology money.
Yeah, but he also invented like pre-made meals.
They bought the company.
Okay. And so, yeah, they only eat like preset meals.
Yeah, like they only eat Blue Apron.
Yeah, and the dog has his own room, which is gigantic, and like Michelangelo sucks. Like he's a boring, lame dog. He doesn't play with this little girl. He doesn't bring the family together, which, you know, if you've seen any movie, you know that that's really the only purpose of dogs is to bring your family together.
And to blame, well, they don't have to blame money problems on him. So
that's true. That's true. Even though at some point they do, the mom says some things like she only cares about the dog because she's going to try to sell him as a stud later. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
The only good thing about him is that he's very well trained and he can, like, you know, flush the toilet and wipe his feet off on the on the rug outside of a house.
Yeah,
That's
and this poor little girl, like, Nobody cares about her, not even the dog. And the mom, like, is basically already body shaming her at the age of like 8 or 9 or however old she is. And the mom is this actress, Vianne Cox, who is one of the evil stepsisters from the Brandy Cinderella. So I recognized her right away. But she does this like Jim Carrey-esque face moving at all times like thing. Like when she's talking and saying syllables, sometimes her face manages to move like 800 more times, like when and everything that she's saying. Like I'm imitating it right now. Obviously you can't see this if you're listening to podcasts, but it's a lot. There's a lot of face movement.
Yeah, I think that her role is one that actually could have been funny. At least there was something like fun to play with, as we've in the Brandy Cinderella, or like we've seen these types of roles be redeeming factors in movies like this, but not in this one.
Yeah, and then the dad's just kind of like a dumb, like he actually does love his daughter, but he's too busy, and eventually Beethoven helps him realize
he's too busy trying to decide like what he's actually going to wear or what his style is, because I think that the stylist wasn't even sure on this movie.
Yeah, he's playing with.
And the mom has a big charity event for like turning toilet water into reclaimed water that you can drink.
Yes.
Yeah, like so like this gets into like the weird thing that's like anti-liberal elites as villains in these movies that come up a lot. But like, so they're just making fun of like these people with too much money that just have causes and are just like bullshit things that they shouldn't be meddling in that stuff anyway. So her cause is drinking toilet water, basically.
Yeah.
Which like we're probably gonna have to do that soon.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Drink reclaim water.
But we're not gonna have like fountains made out of toilets. Like at the gala, you know, like with a lever that has a section that says dangerous water pressure level.
That's why you never buy a fountain from Acme.
Yeah. I was like, why does it have that setting? No, why?
Yeah.
Why is it have a giant gauge
high, dangerous,
ludicrous? Yeah.
And
in steady view.
Yeah, and she was only campaigning to like other rich wives, it seemed.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was a charity for ladies only. Apparently.
Also, the really big cake that they had, which was a dog bone cake that was later. Dang it, never mind. They had a cake later that looked basically like 2 butts instead of a dog bone. Like that was at the obedience school. My bad. But yeah,
is this cake having sex or is it a cake?
Or is it a cake? Yeah.
So yeah, the obedience school completely takes place at Griffith Park. Like the carousel is there. You totally know it's
Hot
Griffith
dog
Park.
Cart.
Apparently, though, this whole movie takes place in Colorado. Like they have Colorado license plates, everything. There is no way that this sprawling mansion with these balconies and fountains and gardens is in Colorado.
Yeah,
there's even like palm trees and stuff in their driveway.
Yeah, it's Bel Air, 100%.
Absolutely not.
And they have a swimming pool. Yeah, it does not look like Colorado at all. Yeah,
it would not be cost effective to have that kind of a mansion in Colorado. Like all of the little balconies would just like break off under the weight of the snow every year. The toilet would be frozen into the fountain water. Yeah. Let's talk about the song, Justin. Did you research it at all?
I didn't research it other than to download it to put at the end.
I didn't research it either. I thought you were going to, but it's horrible.
The old dog, new tricks.
It's real garbage.
I would do anything to have Dolly Parton and James Ingram back.
Yeah. It's by the like Jeff Richmond group or something like that. And I just thought it's called New Dog, Old Tricks.
We're a band that's also a focus group.
And it was a really terrible. It's like it's only the only song in the movie, and they use it for like the training montage and then also the credits.
Yeah.
Old dog.
And there's a part in the song where he's like listing out things like woof, run, jump, and I swear I was like listening to the song, and I swear to God during the first training scene, it sounded like he was like fuck, bark. And I
No,
was like,
one of them is fart.
Yeah,
It
okay.
actually
I
is
was
fart.
like, I thought he said fuck, but
It's like it's almost like a Tim Robinson sketch where it's just like and a woof and a fetch and a bark and a fart and
yep, exactly. He's just listing out things that dogs do. And it's a
they
terrible
got paws and jaws and
it's a terrible like bluesy rock song that's just bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's no Roll Over Beethoven or the other one, or even the cover song from the last movie. Going down the drain
bad.
here on the sequel songs so far.
And like, I mean, I really have nothing else to say about the plot of this movie. Like, the dogs switch back at some point, and nobody ever knows that they switched.
I know there's no. They meet up at the end and they see each other across from the two cars, and the girl's like, "Whoa, another Saint Bernard," and then she's like,
there is a thing that we have to discuss here, and it is so after all of that. With Judge Reinhold, when they bring Michelangelo back home and he's a well-behaved dog and not fucking shit up, Judge Reinhold's upset because he needs Beethoven to be doing dog stuff.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he's not going to know what to paint. I guess.
Even though the painting had nothing to do with Beethoven or anything.
It was just a random thing. Yeah, so dumb.
Nothing at all. So we get a montage of Judge Reinhold trying to break the discipline of Michelangelo and teach him how to be a bad dog. And this is one of the most cringy to watch performances. Something where it just causes pain.
You're like, poor Judge Reinhold barking at a postal
Judge
worker.
Reinhold. It shows him like just eating into like a face first into a bowl full of spaghetti with the dog, which doesn't make any sense because like the dog doesn't eat spaghetti.
Yep.
He assaults a mailman.
Without
breaking character.
I did like the mailman. Like, are you okay? Like, what's happening right now? And then he just runs away.
And then he makes a kiddie pool filled with mud, and I guess that's the thing that works.
Mm-hmm. Getting dirty.
There was one funny shot in the alternate, like the thing that balances out for the rich family bonding with Beethoven. They say, "Well, let's come together and like let's go play with the dog, go outside." And they're playing fetch with the dog, and it starts with the mom like happily opening up a fresh tube of tennis balls, like they're out playing tennis, and then throwing the ball, and the field is just filled with balls because Beethoven's not bringing a single one of them back.
Why are giant like novelty tennis balls a thing?
I've seen them at a tennis like shop as like part of a display.
Okay, because they had a lot of them.
Yeah.
You can get anything when you're rich.
And also, like, if you watch the credits, this movie has like 8,000 product placements in it, including Wilson, the tennis ball company, and that's why those balls aren't there. But still, it's just like
including
that's
Dr.
crazy.
Joyce Brothers.
Yeah,
Dr. Joyce Brothers. Yeah, they she participates in a scene and a plot line that grossly undervalues psychology and psychiatry.
Yeah.
I know are two different things. I don't remember which one Dr. Joyce Brothers is.
And
but either way, it was bad.
I can't believe she agreed to do it.
I was like, why is she in this? Yeah, I don't understand. It was a very weird scene.
I was like, isn't this making fun of the thing you've dedicated your life to?
Yeah.
I guess.
In the fourth sequel to a movie that nobody cares about anymore. Yeah, that was strange.
So now I think there's nothing left to talk about in this.
Okay, well, I do have like various check-ins.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so Mark Lindsay Chapman, who plays the evil butler, whose name I'm now forgetting.
Simmons.
His name's like Simmons. Okay, yeah. Apparently he was supposed to play John Lennon at some point, and then they wouldn't hire him because his name is too similar to Mark David Chapman. They were like, we can't hire you. Sorry. Like, which is a fact on his IMDb. And also, like, he is the guy in Titanic. Spoiler alert, Tyler, if you want to cover your ears. But he's the idiot that lets Billy Zane on the boat with the fake baby that's not even his.
Oh,
and
no.
like, then he's also the guy who's like a dead corpse with the whistle in his mouth that Rose pulls the whistle out of his mouth in order to save herself.
Oh,
so,
wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's him.
So John Lennon sunk the Titanic. All right.
Yes. We talked about Art LaFleur. Okay, so the writer of this movie, John Loy, he wrote these last two, right? And like he's a writer for like the Lion Guard and Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff now, but he also like wrote the Bill and Ted animated series, the Back to the Future animated series, and he wrote Land Before Time 2 on. I know we've been saving Land Before Time and we're like looking forward to it, but now I'm like, oh God, I don't know.
Yeah. Yikes.
So John Loy, man.
Oh boy. John Loy, oh boy.
Yeah, okay, so then child star check-in. Sorry, I just wanted to do those things. So Kaylee Krish, who is Madison, the rich daughter of the family, she went to Cal State Fullerton and studied broadcast journalism and became a sports and entertainment host. She was the in-stadium reporter, announcer for the San Jose Sharks for a while, and now she
very cool.
Produces corporate events and employee experiences at Google out in Mountain View. So
there
good for her. And then Haley, the little girl that the son has a crush on, is the only reason he'll go to the Beethoven obedience classes.
Yeah.
This girl is Natalie Marston, and her biggest role was being in Magnolia, I guess, with Tom Cruise. I haven't seen it, but so she did that, and then she was like a struggling actress. She was working at Disneyland as Snow White, or she was friends with Snow White. Oh God, edit that out. She was friends with Snow White at Disneyland. She was friends with Snow White at Disneyland, living in Rancho Cucamonga. She had $20 in her bank account and decided to stop at the liquor store and buy a scratcher. She scratched it and she won $2,000, but it was a part of some kind of scratcher thing where if you win the scratcher, you can have a chance to go be on the TV show on like the local station or something like that. And then she went on the TV show and she won $5.2 million.
What?
Oh my God.
This is a great child star check-in.
Yeah. And so then she tried acting for a little bit longer, but then eventually her and her husband moved to Phoenix and opened up a rehab center called Fountain Hills Recovery in honor of her dad, who was a first responder that kind of fell into addiction and like alcohol and drugs and passed away. And so she opened it in honor of him. And they have like this fancy rehab place in Phoenix.
Nice.
$5.2 million.
That's insane. From just like a random scratch off.
We should go to a liquor store.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd buy a scratch off right now, but liquor store sounds great.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about there's that part where they're like going hiking and the dad from the rich family talks all about how, oh yeah, my dad took me on a road trip.
Weird callback.
Took me on a road trip across to the west, and it was, you guys have probably never been on a road trip, right? It was so weird. That was a weird callback, yeah.
Yes, it was.
But it makes sense now. There's the same writer.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that the dad from the original Beethoven was as uptight as he is because his younger brother was such a like abhorrent dumbass, and like, you know, like he was like the older brother, and so he was like,
he just like had to take care of things.
Yeah. And then this younger one was like the artsy fartsy insane kid.
Yeah, probably. Because Charles Grodin went on that road trip too.
Yeah, I never even really thought about that. That's absolutely true. He did.
It's canon, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. That's funny.
Yeah, it's not Julia Sweeney and Bonnie Hunt that are related. I'll promise you that.
I promise you that.
Yeah, I actually was. I was somewhat excited that the Judge Reinhold and Julia Sweeney are actually in this movie less than they are in the previous one.
Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole other family.
That was nice. Yeah,
that's mildly more interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I did think it was like somewhat interesting that they had, I don't know, two families instead of.
But God willing, Beethoven will be somehow put out of his misery, and saved from these horrible people. Whether it's not going to be somehow the original family coming back and taking him away, even if they are completely recast with totally new people, anything would be better than being stuck with Judge Reinhold and Julia Sweeney any longer.
Yeah. Well, maybe the next movie we can get like an Avengers style, team up of all the different Saint Bernards that have been in the previous movies.
Only if Dean Jones is Thanos.
We've got Missy coming back. We've got Michelangelo. We've got the one that was mentioned at the end of the last movie that we didn't see.
Bum, 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 bum.
Apparently, the dog portraying Beethoven in this movie is called Cujo.
Oh, really?
That's fun. Do we think that we'll ever get to see Beethoven rescue somebody under a bunch of snow?
The mom tried to make him do that in this movie.
Yeah,
she was like, "Why are you here annoying me? You should be rescuing skiers." What?
Now, remember in the last movie, they looked up on the internet how Beethoven looked exactly like that hero dog that saved all those people in the Alps.
That's right.
They live in Colorado. There's an opportunity and a much more interesting storyline where they train Beethoven to go to the slopes. Yeah.
Why isn't this more of like a Homeward Bound type where they're out or Benji even, where they're out in the woods, or Benji the Hunted,
It just really annoyed me when Beethoven in this movie did stupid stuff that was against his best interest, the family's best interest, and was harmful to random people and other dogs that were around. Because Beethoven was, we talked about his Benji montage in the first movie. He went around, he helped people, he got along with people, he gave food to other dogs that needed it. He wasn't just like a baseless, uncivilized jerk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now he closes scary doors.
3 took away the family, and this one took away the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. I don't know. Well, do you want to already do the rating system? Tyler?
I mean, yeah. I don't think that there's anything else really to say. Rating system. I mean, how many toilet fountains would you give?
Drink
Beethoven's
up,
four.
Ladies. That was
the one that Beethoven has toilet seat on his head.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 1 toilet fountain because this movie really pissed me off, if you can't tell already by the however many minutes I've been complaining. But I was pissed watching this last night. I was like, what? I kept just yelling things out. My roommates think I'm insane already, but I was just so irritated. I was like, that's not Beethoven.
Yeah.
I'm gonna also give this one probably. Yeah, I guess I'll give it 1. Sure, why not? One. What was it? Toilet fountains.
Toilet fountains.
I got to be honest. This one, I was, I got a newborn here at the house, and I was real tired watching this movie, and so it was one where I kept going a little bit in and out of sleep, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna rewind and watch that scene again. So there were a couple times where I'm like, is that Michelangelo or is it Beethoven? The movie was really working on me.
That state actually enhanced the movie.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, where's the dog now? I want to go on a magical merry-go-round and switch places with some rich kid.
I would love to give this a 1, but I'm gonna give it a 2 because we're only at the halfway mark of this series.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean anything. It could pick up.
I'm gonna leave room to go, room at the bottom. So this is gonna get 2 toilet fountains.
Oh man,
I did flush.
Tyler, what do you call that image effect or filter that it is that they use for Beethoven's fantasies that makes the image kind of go in a figure 8? What is that thing
just
called?
all wavy? I mean, I don't know if it actually has a technical name.
Well, it's dumb, whatever.
Yeah.
And all of Beethoven's fantasies, I was like, that's not even what he would fantasize about. He would fantasize about his real family and his wife and kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Man.
There's all those puppies.
Yeah, we don't know that stuff just gets dropped every movie. this is all going to be dropped. I bet. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the next one. But
yeah, what do we got? So we have a new location, which was taking him on a road trip. We have a girlfriend. So we have that trope, and then we have Prince and the Pauper. What other tropes are coming down for us?
I don't know. The title of the next one is finally we're at Beethoven's Fifth. So we've got really nothing to go off of as far as what it's going to be about.
I can see the cover of this movie, and it looks like Beethoven has found a bunch of money.
Yes!
And so I think it's going to be a baby's day out type of situation where Beethoven, after fresh off of stopping the ill-advised merger of the air freshening company with the bank, he's going to stop some real crime inadvertently. And there's going to be some crooks that are going to be like, oh, that dog.
And somehow he'll end up with the money again. At the end.
I just want him to be smart again.
Yeah. I may have accidentally watched a brief clip of the trailer for Beethoven.
I might have actually fallen asleep and watched all of 5 as well.
And I saw something that I was like, what? So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be an interesting one, say at least. I did before we go again. I did. Last week I think we talked about the. commonsensemedia.org is their fun things to. What should you talk to your kids about after watching this film?
Oh boy.
Last time we talked about why is it that actors from the original film don't come back for their sequels?
Yeah.
And this time they have rarely do sequels top the original movie, and more often than not, they are far, far worse. Why do you think that is? Why are sequels created? Hey,
dude,
Tommy.
Common Sense Media is moving in on our territory here.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be out of a podcast.
Why do you think they create sequels, Jenny? I don't know, Mom. Yeah.
It's all about the bottom dollar. You're only as good as what you earn, Jenny. So get out there and mow the damn lawn.
Oh, God. Pretty funny. Yeah, they just rip on the movie for how much toilet humor is in it. And it's like, it's the kind of humor you probably don't want to encourage in your young kids, which I totally agree. Kicking people in the balls and stuff. Not
even really toilet humor. It's literal humor about toilets.
It's literal. You're right.
That's true. How does Beethoven hit someone in the balls in this movie? Because that's been a standby in every movie.
Don't they? Because
it was boat. What was
doesn't
the drill sergeant get hit in the balls?
Yeah, he does.
He gets dragged through like this entire thing. So.
I did
through like one of those tunnels and sits his head up.
I did like at the end.
No one would ever do.
I did like at the end when he gets dragged. He gets dragged from the award ceremony, and that time it's definitely like a dummy on the ground.
Yeah,
and you just hear him screaming
Art Lafour had rapped that day for sure, and he's like, "No, you can do it with the dummy. I'm out."
Oh, I forgot to mention one really annoying thing was that there was a chihuahua in the obedience class, and anytime they cut to him, the mariachi trumpets would come in like every time they showed the chihuahua on screen. It's like, dude, really? Come on.
The music in this movie is not good, you guys.
Oh, this was the most like the camera could have panned over at any moment, and there could have been a dude playing a Casio scoring it live.
Yeah.
Like he's just sometimes definitely a boom shadow. He's just right there.
Definitely a real oboe there. Yeah. Oh God. Well, you know what? I think it's time for us to say
ciao, baby.
Oh God.
At least I felt like that was a callback to David Duchovny, because they also were like "Ciao, Bella" or whatever in the first movie.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, Justin, congratulations on having a child. Thanks for coming back for Beethoven's Fourth of all things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching these movies to see whether or not I should share them with her in the future.
Yeah, I'd say no.
The answer is no. Yeah.
Benji won.
That's right.
Yep.
Anyway, you can email us at sequelrights@gmail.com and find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It helps get the podcast out there. Also, as we said at the top of the show, if you share an episode or you tweet out, just at us, some franchise you like us to tackle, we'd love to hear it. Also, social media interaction helps as well.
That's right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. As we finally talk about Beethoven's Fifth.
Well, everybody thinks I'm just a little out of place, but who can